He's been our municipal judge for the last 34 years, and you will have the honor of being sworn in by him. So we will call your names in the order of the oaths, and then you guys are welcome to come up to the dais and take your seat. So, okay.
Okay. Van Houten. I get to swear at you first.
Perfect.
You'd raise your right hand, say aye, and state your name.
I, James Van Houten,
Do affirm that I
City of Florence Council, am a council member upon which
am about to enter
I am about to enter
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Okay, and if I could get you to just sign there, I went ahead and dated it for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Matt Stifel. Turn this sideways so it makes it easier. Raise your right hand, say aye, and state your name.
I, Matt Stiefel,
Stiefel, my apologies for the mispronunciation earlier. Do affirm that I will support
do affirm that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the laws of the State of Colorado,
the laws of the State of Colorado,
the Florence Municipal Code,
the Florence Municipal Code,
and will faithfully perform the duties
and will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of City of Florence Council Member,
of the office of City of Florence Council Member,
upon which I am about to enter
upon which I am about to enter
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Sign right there. And Councilman Mergelman. I'll twist that so you can cheat too.
Okay.
Raise your right hand, say aye, and state your name.
I, Rudel Mergelman,
Do affirm that I will support
do affirm that I will support
the Constitution of the United
the
States,
Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Florence Municipal Code, and the laws of the State of
and the
Colorado.
laws of the State of Colorado,
I turned it too far, didn't I? The Florence Municipal Code,
the Florence Municipal Code,
and will faithfully perform the duties
and will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of City of Florence Council Member,
of the office of City of Florence Council Member,
upon which I'm about to enter
upon which I'm about to enter
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
If I could just get you to sign.
Okay.
Okay. And Brenda Gardner. Turn that so we can help each other. If you raise your right hand, say aye and state your name.
I, Brenda Gardner,
Do affirm that I will support
do affirm that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the laws of the State of
the
Colorado,
laws of the State of Colorado,
the Florence Municipal Code,
the Florence Municipal Code,
and will faithfully perform the duties
and will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of City of Florence Council Member,
of the office of the City of Florence Council Member,
upon which I'm about to enter
upon which I am about to enter
to the best of my
to the best
ability.
of my ability.
Congratulations. You can sign right there. Thank you. And Tammy Stone. Try to get that where it helps both of us. Raise your right hand, say aye and state your name.
I, Tammy Stone,
Do affirm that I will support
do affirm that I will support
the Constitution of the United
the
States,
Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the laws of the State of Colorado,
the laws of the State of Colorado,
the Florence Municipal Code,
the Florence Municipal Code,
and will faithfully perform the duties of the office
and will faithfully perform the duties of the office
of City of Florence Council Member,
of City of Florence Council Member,
upon which I'm about to enter
upon which I am about to enter
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Okay, thank you. And Gail McKinnon. You ready? Raise your right hand, say aye and state your name.
I, Gil McKinnon,
Do affirm that I will support
do affirm that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the laws of the State of Colorado,
the laws of the State of Colorado,
the Florence Municipal Code,
the Florence Municipal Code,
and will faithfully perform the duties
and will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of City of Florence Council Member,
and the office of City of Florence Council Member,
upon which I'm about to enter,
upon which I'm about to enter
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. I'll just sign right there. Thank you. Okay. And Steve Wolf. Raise your right hand, say aye and state your name.
I, Steve Wolf,
Do affirm that I will support
do affirm that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the laws of the State of Colorado,
the laws of the State of Colorado,
the Florence Municipal Code,
the Florence Municipal Code,
and will faithfully perform the duties
and will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of City of Florence Mayor,
of the office of the City of Florence Mayor,
upon which I'm about to enter,
upon which I'm about to enter,
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my ability.
Congratulations. We may have set a record. 8 minutes.
We've been record setting for the last 2 meetings.
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
A+.
Have a good
Have a nice dinner.
I know Justin wanted to get a photo, a group photo of some sort. I don't know how we want to do that.
If y'all would prefer to stay where you're at, that's fine, otherwise, it's up to you. It's your photo.
Yeah, we're gonna do.
I get
I guess that means that we have to see. Yeah, come over here, you're sort of.
I just wanna get rid of it for now.
How's that sound?
What would y'all think about, flanking the city of Florence sign?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Sorry, be safe. Not in front of, flanking.
We can do one more over here.
Yeah, yeah.
One more over here. Let's get 3 and 3.
Can we do one more on that side?
Come on.
Looking at this one, 3, 2, 1. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Perfect.
Justin's one of those politician guys.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Safer, safer. It's gone.
The strip cord.
Yeah.
Free until.
Once everybody's back.
Be careful of that cable.
into it.
You knocked it over once already. I said, oh, I broke it.
Unless it's intentional.
I didn't realize it tipped easy.
I'll tell you what, Jay, on the news today, Allen Village Station, Good Morning America. Yeah, neon Santa. I thought he was funny, just what? He's funny. I mean, I gotta put some copy of this, but he's funny. I think it's okay.
Your cheering section. There's, I think they are. I think she's just telling the names to Fran.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Joel. When Joe first lived in town and she was living across the street behind the brewery.
You're talking about the lady from the senior center?
Yeah.
She's so cute.
She walked across to the museum and her hair was short and she didn't have it spiked up. And she goes, oh, we must be sisters. So, she's on the spiking now. Yeah.
She's like,
She is.
12 minutes to really mess it up.
We're the same boat back when.
All right, 6:30, I'd like to call to order the Florence City Council meeting for December 4th, 2023. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Counselor Van Houten,
Here.
Counselor Stiefel,
Here.
Counselor Gardner,
Here.
Counselor Mergelman,
Here.
Counselor Stone,
Here.
Counselor McKinnon,
Here.
Mayor Villagrana.
Mayor
Oh,
who?
sorry. That's habit. Sorry, Mayor Wolf.
Here.
Sorry. That'll happen more than once, I'm sure. Mayor Wolf.
Here. All right, first up is our visitor comments. Just want to remind a few guidelines for public comment to the city. Come up, state your name and address for the record. Honor the 3-minute limit. Stick to your point. Short presentations are much more effective for us. Address all the council members up here. As you can see, we've changed the dais a little bit. And as always, be respectful. And also know, and we'll get this on record and it'll be up there, that the city council is not authorized or obligated to discuss, comment on, debate, or act on any matter raised during public comment. So the mayor may refer a matter to the city manager or city attorney for immediate comment or clarification, or to the city staff to obtain additional information and report back to the city council as appropriate. Okay. First up, Rod Marcus.
All right. My name is Rod Marcus, and this happened all in one day today. I want to build a pickleball court, and I think it'll be good for our little town. I know a lot of people that travel to Pueblo West, Pueblo Springs, people from Canyon travel for pickleball. It's a good sport. And I'm thinking about you folks can think about putting it in Lions Park. Lions Park would be the best to put it in. It's a family deal. We can put more benches and stuff like that. From the grapevine, I heard maybe at the skate park. But I think it'd be a safety hazard, too much concrete for kids and their families to be running around. But I think Lions Park would be a good thing for this town. And I think Lions Park is a beautiful park. And I think we get more people doing more things in our town than traveling out of town. And I think we should have people do our things here. And I've been here all my life, and I made the horseshoe pit, me and Sam and Martin. I came up with that idea, and it came out pretty good. And we had a couple horseshoe tournaments. I see people playing on them. Pickleball is a different story. And I was looking at it, it'll cost roughly around $38,000 to $50,000. It's a matter of what kind of court we do. But I know a lot of people, a lot of clientele that we can lower that price down to the budget where we could make it happen. And matter of fact, my sister said that she'll coach kids to pickleball if we decide to do this. But my 3 minutes almost up, but I think it'd be good for our little town. It'd be good for our kids. It'd be something for the kids can practice, do, and then it'd be a family deal with picnic tables, make the park, because it's wide open. There's nothing there. So I think we should utilize it as a family get-together thing. And I thank you, folks, and congratulations on all you guys.
Could you just state your address for the record?
302 East 3rd Street. I've been there for 8 years, and I've been here all my life. So, but that's what I want to do, and I hope you guys will consider that, and we can work something out.
Okay. Thank you, Rod. We appreciate your input.
Congratulations to all you folks.
Jenny Miley.
Yeah, this is different. I say no. The city clerk changed the key words in my statement to the city council. These changes changed my adverment, the meaning, the intent, and the historical context and framework. The minutes of the city council meeting of February 6, 2023 is in error. This mistake carries profound legal ramifications if not ratified or rectified. These improprieties are legally intolerable. These are the peremptory corrections needed. The city clerk wrote, arrested. I said fired. The city clerk wrote birthday cards. I said cash gift cards. A process for correction is the city receives written notification of the mistake. Done. The administrative staff then reviews the 3-minute video of the council meeting. The staff then prepares a council action form and the matter is placed on the agenda. Councilors, you can also view the video online yourself. The council then utilizes a motion to amend the minutes with a second, then a vote. The vote gives permission for the city clerk to make the peremptory changes. That's it. That's the process. A process that takes less than 20 minutes to complete, not 10 months. For a mistake that should not have happened in the first place, then ignored for 10 months. To allow a mistake to be ignored for 10 months is inexcusable. It is an indefensible act by the administrative staff. This behavior must not be tolerated or rewarded. The citizens expect the city documents to be accurate. The city council must require all city documents to be accurate. It matters to me that my words and my statements are accurate. I adjure the mayor, the city council, the city clerk, and the city attorney, and the city manager to make the peremptory corrections at the December 18th, 2023 city council meeting. There is no acceptable excuse for ignoring or delaying the correction of this city's mistake any further. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Justin Kurth.
Good evening, council. Good evening, mayor. As mentioned, my name is Justin Kurth. I work for Congresswoman Brittany Pedersen. So on her behalf, I want to extend my congratulations, or rather her congratulations to you as members of this council, and job well done this season. So 2 updates I want to provide to you in short have to do with water and National Historic Sites. The first, having to do with water, relates to a bill co-sponsored by the Congresswoman alongside Congresswoman Yadira Caraveo of the 8th Congressional District and Congressman Neguse, as well as 3 Republican co-sponsors out of Arizona, Wyoming, and Nebraska. So this aims to improve what's called the PL566 program. There will not be a quiz. That program would be one which, improving it would streamline the planning and administrative processes, creating what would be parity in funding allocations between Southwest states and other areas of the country. It's also got a Senate bill equivalent that's led by Senator Bennett, as well as Republican Senator out of Nebraska, Deb Fischer, and Jeff Merkley out of Oregon. So it is also a bipartisan bill. And then the second one I mentioned, again, for National Historic Sites, relates to what's called Save America Treasures Grants. And that's a 1998 program that's been continued over the last few decades, and is divided into 2 parts. It's meant, or let me rewind a second to add that it's administered by the National Park Service, that in partnership with the National Endowment of the Arts, National Endowment of the Humanities, Institute of Museum and Library Services. The grant is divided into 2 parts, the preservation projects and then the projects involving collections. Preservation lending to property that may be listed either individually or is contributing to a nationally significant district, and then of course projects relating to collections in the museums. So this information is being shared. I will continue to share it with others and make sure that the council sees it as well. But in the meantime, if you have questions, it's 611 Greenwood Avenue in Canyon City, day after day. See you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Excuse me while I try to raise this. Okay.
You passed your first test.
I think I took an AV class in college. All right, next order, meeting minutes. City Clerk.
Yes, if there are any amendments to the meeting minutes, please let me know.
I move we approve the minutes of the November 20th meeting, 2023. I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Merkelman,
Aye.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Abstain.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. Next, bills allowed.
Are there any questions on the bills allowed?
My question would be, are there going to be any more bills for the Langston Concrete for the Pikes Peak project? I guess that's just a general question.
I believe this is the end of them, but I will double check with Lori and see if there is one more. But it did come in slightly under budget when the contingency is put into play as well.
Okay.
We do have the final total and it is under your budget with the contingency.
Do we have a motion to approve the bills?
I'll make the motion to approve the bills that amount to $190,199.07, please.
Do we have a second?
I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Counselor McKinnon,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
I'm going to abstain as I have my last check run from streaming on this bills allowed.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. Okay, number 6, old business, elect the mayor pro tem. City manager?
So you all will need to appoint a mayor pro tem from among the council members under CRS 314207-2. The mayor shall assume office at the next regularly scheduled meeting of the city council following the mayor's election, which is here. At the same meeting of the city council shall choose by majority vote one of its members to act as mayor pro tem in the temporary absence of the mayor. So this will fulfill that statutory requirement.
Okay, and I'm going to leave this up to the rest of the city council.
Well, I would like to make the motion that Rudel be pro tem.
I'll second.
This is the same train that hit last time. All right. Any further discussion?
So I guess my question would be to Mr. Mergelman, are you willing or would you? I'm willing. Okay.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Counselor McKinnon,
Absolutely, yes.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
I should ask my wife. Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. Okay, old business, 6B, add and remove bank signature signers to the City of Florence's bank signature cards.
So this is basically a housekeeping item. We need to update the city's bank signature cards to reflect current council members and whatever staff you would like on there. I do understand that the motion that we've written is a little bit complicated, but we have to do that for housekeeping reasons as well. One of the banks will only accept the changes if we say everyone who is coming off and everyone who is coming back on. From a staff perspective, we recommend that you keep the current staff members that are listed on there, which is myself as the city manager, Lori Cobbler, our finance director, and Cortland, our city clerk. One of us has to sign in addition to one council member. So every check must be signed by one council member and one staff member. And then you may choose from amongst yourselves who you would like to have to sign the checks. We recommend people who are generally available. If you're not typically available, if you want to be on there, staff has no objection, but you will need to come in and sign all of the signature cards pretty expediently once we have them ready, because it stops us from being able to make payments until they're ready to go.
Do we have to make this in 2 separate motions?
The motion is written as an and here, so you're gonna update, read this entire thing, and then where it says list all council members and staff, you'll just list down that.
Okay, discussion? I know it shows on here that Gail, myself, and Rudel are on the list. Approved. Do we need to add any more than that?
You all are welcome to add as many people as you would like. 3.
Amy Nasta, Cortland Heppy, me, Steve Wolf, Rudel Mergelman, Brenda Gardner, and Tammy Stone.
Do we have a second?
No second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor McKinnon,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. Okay, next. Resolution number 18, 2023. Resolution summarizing expenditures and revenues for each fund and adopting the budget for the city of Florence, Colorado for the calendar year beginning on the first day of January 24 and ending on the last day of December 2024. City manager, please.
I'm going to step up here because this is a little bit of a longer presentation. And this will be the presentation for both this item and the following item because they do go together. So, good evening, Mayor, Council. After months of preparation, staff is pleased to present the 2024 City of Florence budget. Staff would like to give thanks to the previous City Council, several of whom have remained on council, for their contributions throughout the budget process. At this time, staff would like to provide a brief overview of the process used for the development of this budget. The following guiding principles and assumptions were utilized to develop this proposed budget. 1, conservative revenue projection. Many of the revenue sources for the general fund are volatile, such as sales and use tax, licenses and permits, etc. Because of this volatility, best practice dictates projecting conservatively in order to best mitigate the chance of a revenue shortfall at year end. 2, limited emergency funding. Emergency expenditures are budgeted on an extremely limited basis. Trends from expenditures, including emergency expenditures from previous years, are utilized to create a reasonable budget projection for each line item. While it is possible that additional emergency expenditures may arise, it is not prudent to specifically budget for them as they are unknown expenses. This is the purpose of emergency and other reserves or other methods of funding, including future budget amendments if necessary. Since the budget must be balanced under Colorado law, allocating significant capital towards an emergency which may or may not occur serves only to remove funding from other services and needs. 3, fund balancing. The City of Florence utilizes fund balancing for our budget process. This means each fund must be balanced, not each line item within the fund. For example, if unexpected expenses occur on one line item, staff must adjust another line item in order to compensate. This adjustment does not constitute a budget violation, as the budget is approved at a fund level and allows staff to remain nimble and respond efficiently to ensure daily operational needs are consistently met. On August 18th, 2023, the City Council attended their first work session for the fiscal year 2024 budget. At that time, Council was asked to select their budget priorities so that staff could utilize those priorities to create a balanced budget for the Council's future consideration. During the work session, Council identified the following as their top priorities for fiscal year 2024: infrastructure maintenance, employee recruitment and retention, and infrastructure expansion. Using these priorities as a guidepost, staff continued the priority-based budgeting process. The city manager and finance director held meetings with department heads to discuss the needs of each department and any potential capital improvement program, or CIP, projects the departments may be planning within the next 5 years. Following these meetings and the receipt of various revenue estimates from state and other sources, the initial unbalanced budget was created. As you may recall from this budget work session, approximately 75% or more of the city's expenditures are considered non-negotiable. As a reminder, staff defines non-negotiables as those items the city is generally obligated to pay and without which the provision of services and/or general governance would be difficult, if not impossible. Some examples of non-negotiables include various insurance premiums, including liability insurance, state-mandated retirement, contributions for sworn police officers, staff salaries, utility bills, and debt service payments. Once these non-negotiable items were accounted for, the priority-based budgeting process continued by utilizing both the priorities set by council at the August 18th work session and the feedback gathered from department heads to perform additional budget cuts and create the balanced proposed budget before you today. The council's priorities of infrastructure maintenance, employee recruitment and retention, and infrastructure expansion have been integrated into the 2024 budget in several ways. With regard to infrastructure maintenance, staff has retained or included the following items and projects: funding for a culvert cleaning program to improve both the frequency at which culvert cleaning occurs and the overall maintenance of culverts, funding for ADA sidewalk improvements, funding for the purchase of additional gravel to facilitate street improvements, along with significant funding allocated for major street improvements, and ensuring the inclusion of CIP projects identified as Priority 1 critical or Priority 2 very important. For employee recruitment and retention, staff has retained or included the following items: a 5% salary increase for employees effective January 1st of 2024, excluding the city manager, maintaining the current 80-20 contribution strategy for employee health insurance, even with an 8.5% premium increase to said insurance, and increasing the budget allocated for necessary software and employee training. Finally, for infrastructure expansion, staff has included several CIP projects identified as Priority 1 critical or Priority 2 very important, including a street needs assessment. At the September 21st, 2023 budget workshop, staff presented the very first capital improvement program for the city of Florence. The capital improvement program is a 5-year plan for capital expenditures, excluding vehicles. A capital expenditure is defined as an expenditure that results in the acquisition of or addition of a fixed asset or capital asset. Non-recurring capital expenditures over $25,000 are included in the CIP. The CIP is a funding plan for public improvements such as infrastructure, parks, and facilities that are critical to the community's future. The process for identifying projects for inclusion in the CIP begins with the identification of community needs. Once community needs have been identified using input from various sources, departments developed project proposals and cost estimates and submitted a prioritized list of their proposed projects to the CIP committee, which consisted of the city manager and the finance director. The CIP committee reviewed each department's list of proposed projects for financial feasibility and alignment with the city council's strategic goals. The CIP committee finalized the draft CIP and the city manager presented it to the governing body at the city council workshop in September. The CIP was then adjusted based on direction from the governing body and incorporated into the final budget document before you today. Capital projects are financed using cash, pay-as-you-go, or by issuing debt. For larger capital projects, the city uses debt such as general obligation bonds, general obligation temporary notes, lease purchase agreements, certificates of participation, special obligation bonds, or revenue bonds to fund the initial project costs, then pays the annual debt service from the appropriate fund. The city will only issue debt with a payment term less than the useful life of the asset. Capital improvements are typically funded by the General Fund, Water Fund, or Fund 17 for streets. Revenue streams supporting CIP projects include general operating revenue, including property tax, local sales tax, etc., utility revenues, grants, gasoline tax, special highway fund, street excise tax, and special assessments. Most of the CIP projects selected by the council and included in the FY 2024 budget are funded either from CDs or other reserve funds. These projects include filter media replacement for the water plant, a street needs assessment, a needs assessment for the pool, an engineering study for the Pioneer Park bathrooms, and a replacement of the roof on the lifeguard shack at the pool. It should be noted the CIP is intended to serve as a financial planning tool. It is not feasible to perform all CIP projects in 2024, so the council selected those they considered the most critical. Instead, the CIP and associated programs are intended to provide the council with items may be added or removed as necessary. Best, should the city wish to participate in a bond issue, obtain a loan, etc. All that being said, the budget before you is balanced, fiscally responsible, and reflective of the priorities set by the city council. At this time, staff is looking for direction on two major remaining items, ARPA and nonprofit funding. The first item is ARPA funding. Staff recommends that council delay making a decision on the use of ARPA funding until a work session can be held, and this new council can determine collectively what they would like to see ARPA funding utilized for. While this will require a budget amendment, it will not impact the core of the budget being voted upon today and will still allow ARPA funds to be obligated by the end of 2024 as is federally required, while providing the new council with an opportunity to determine their priorities. Council will need to, 1, decide if they prefer to defer this item until after a work session specific to ARPA, and 2, if not deferred, what would council wish to obligate ARPA funds toward? The second item requiring direction, which should be resolved during tonight's meeting if possible, is inserting a placeholder for nonprofit funding. This placeholder should be reflective of the maximum amount of funding that the council would be willing to provide to nonprofits during fiscal year 2024. Please note that how this funding is distributed and/or the process utilized to determine what groups, if any, should receive funding are irrelevant to the budget document itself and can be developed and approved by council at a later time. Staff is simply looking for an amount to include in the budget tonight. Please note, the amount would be subtracted from the current fund balance of over $47,000 slated to be rolled over into 2024. Following the passage of this first reading, the next step in the process is to hold a special meeting to set the mill levy following receipt of the final valuation from Fremont County. Due to recent legislation from the state of Colorado, this has been pushed back to December 18th, 2023, meaning the special meeting will need to be held after this time. The city clerk will poll the council for their availability in order to set up this meeting.
Thank you. At this time, if there's any public comment or questions concerning the budget, please come up as you are recognized and the usual norms for public comment. Kathy?
Kathy Madonna, 504 Brookway. Good evening. Thank you for this reconfiguration of the seating. I think it's much more appropriate. So, regarding the budget of the 5% increase for employees, I would ask that you not give 5% to the executive funding. We just hired in the city manager at $138,000, which was at the top of our range. Last year when we were doing the search or talking about doing the search, there was a lot of pushback even to give $120,000. And with the city manager only being here for 6 months, I think it's inappropriate at this time to give her almost a $7,000 increase. I'd also ask that the tree committee had been given ARPA money and there was $13,500 left over. I would ask that that be returned plus some. We need to get going on these dangerous trees. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. In regards to the salary that you talked about, you did not include yourself in that.
I did not.
In that 5%. Okay. Okay. All right, questions from the council regarding the budget? Well, first off, let's talk about the ARPA. Is there any objection to holding off on designating ARPA funds until we have the workshop?
I think the workshop is a very good idea, and then we can all bring our ideas at that point in time. I like that.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Okay. Do we need a motion to that effect?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay, without objecting then, we will defer designating ARPA funds until after we've had a workshop with the new council and amend the budget at a different time then. Okay. Okay, the other item that came up was inserting a line item for nonprofits. Any discussion?
So I know last year when we got brought into council, we had talked about putting together a panel to decide what nonprofits get. So is that something that we still are going to look into doing? Is that, I would like to see that happen if we do put down some.
According to what was said, we would just be inserting a line item with an amount, and that all that would be figured out, and it's not like we have to spend that max amount that we put in. We can only delegate up to that. Yeah, so we're just looking for an amount right now.
Thank you.
But I have the same concern as James. I'd like to see the money blocked in, but I think we have to work out some real good guidelines for who's eligible and for what, for that money.
So we wanted to throw in a number. I think the 20,000 that we did last year, and we was able to address the majority of nonprofits that were asking for money. So I would maybe want to stay with right around that budget mark.
Do we know how many nonprofits that included?
I want to say 5 or 6.
I believe it was 6 or 7. Any discussion on the amount here?
None.
And I was just throwing the 20,000, if you want less or more.
I think that's the number that was figured on a little bit.
Yep.
So I think
20,000 is a
yeah.
fair number. We don't have to spend that entire amount, so.
Okay. Do we have a motion to that effect?
I'd like to make a motion for 20,000 for nonprofit.
Do we have a second?
I will second that motion.
Any further discussion? Okay, did you get that, Cortland?
Yep.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman?
Yes.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon?
Okay, this time I'm going to abstain.
Mayor Wolf?
Yes. Okay, that brings us back to resolution number 18, 2023. Are there any other major questions on the proposed budget for 2024?
I've heard of nothing that's changed that would affect the budget.
No, the only change that we've made since the last work session was inserting the CIP projects that council decided upon. And as stated, most of those were paid out of reserves or CDs, again, as directed by council during that work session.
All right. Do we have a motion to adopt resolution 18, 2023?
We will need, with the amendment for the
With the amendment,
20,000,
so
please.
we'll have to read the whole bit on the bottom plus the amendment.
I move to adopt Resolution 18, 2023, a resolution summarizing expenditures and revenues for each fund and adopting the budget for the city of Florence, Colorado for the calendar year beginning on the first day of January 2024 and ending on the last day of December 2024, adding an additional $20,000 to be appropriated for nonprofits.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Mergelmann?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon?
I am voting yes on this motion.
Mayor Wolf?
Yes.
Just Councilmember Stiefel should be careful if he gets too good at reading those. He might have to do it all the time.
He's the designated reader.
Next, we have ordinance 8, 2023. It's an ordinance appropriating the sum of monies to the various funds and spending agencies in the amount and for the purpose as set forth below for the city of Florence, Colorado for the 2024 budget year. Any public comment or questions? Any questions from council? I'm assuming we'll have to add, do we have to add the amendment to this one also?
The 20,000 are you referring
No,
to?
this is for the,
I don't believe you do, because this is the appropriation of revenues and fund balance.
Fund
So
balances,
you
okay.
do not have to make the amendment for this one.
okay. All right, do we have a motion for ordinance 8, 2023?
I make a motion, we adopt resolution 18-2023, a resolution summarizing expenditures and revenues for each fund and adopting the budget for the city of Florence, Colorado for the calendar year beginning on the first day of January 2024 and ending on the last day of December 2024.
Sure. Is that correct on the? Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Mergelmann?
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon?
Yes.
Mayor Wolf?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. All right, next up, the new business, 2023 holiday bonus. City Manager.
At the November 7th, 2022 City of Florence City Council meeting, the City Council approved a holiday bonus in the amount of $200 per employee. This year, staff would like to increase the amount to $250 per employee. However, instead of utilizing money from the general and water funds, staff proposes utilizing a portion of the rebate received from the Colorado Employers Benefit Trust, or CEBT, in order to fund these bonuses in full. The CEBT refund is given to the city based upon employee usage and participation in the city's healthcare plan. This money was unbudgeted for 2023 as the amount varies significantly from year to year. Further, in 2023, the refund was not received by the City of Florence until March 29th, 2023. We anticipate something similar for the 2023 refund in 2024. As this money is directly correlated with employee health plan usage and participation, staff feels this is an appropriate expenditure for the City Council to consider with regard to the refund. Remaining funds may be utilized for future employee engagement efforts. At the city's current staffing level, assuming 38 employees, a $250 bonus per employee equates to a total bonus pool of $9,500. The total CEBT refund received in 2023 was $18,080, and this bonus does not include the city manager.
Any public comment or questions? Hearing none. Council member, questions? Discussion.
So where does this, it's a rebate because the city staff have opted into a health program or plan?
Yes, CEBT provides our healthcare benefits and based on usage. So if we have low usage but higher participation, we'll get a larger refund. So that refund can fluctuate significantly from year to year, but the one we received in 2023 for 2022's usage was just over $18,000.
And so last year and this year is the only time that we've received it?
We have probably received it in the past, but this is the first time that we have asked to utilize it for this. I'm not certain how it was utilized in the past.
Okay, so what else could it be used for? Is it mainly because it's health or the city staff and their health? It would be for the staff anyways, for exercise equipment or something like that, or gym
Yes.
memberships, or it would have to go, it's basically directed to go back to the staff.
It doesn't necessarily have to. A lot of municipalities do utilize it in that way because it's based solely on how staff utilizes the healthcare fund. So it's indirectly driven by staff.
Okay, thank you.
I see this also as a great morale booster. I mean, they pay into their insurance anyway, a percentage, and this is a little bit of a reward for them also to come back. They get called out. Staff gets called out. They are, you all have heard how I feel about call-outs. I mean, you could be leaving a birthday party. You could be leaving a band concert for a family. You could be leaving for all kinds of reasons, and you're leaving and you're doing a job for our city, regardless what the department is. So this to me is just a reward, a thank you, and it actually is part of their own money. So I am in agreement of this.
I'm also in agreement with you on that.
Any further discussion? Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion. We approve the 2023 holiday.
You have to speak real loud into the
Okay.
mic right there.
Approve the 2023 holiday bonus in the amount of $250 per employee for all regular employees of the City of Florence, with the exception of the city manager.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman?
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon?
Yes.
Mayor Wolf?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up is Resolution 19, 2023. Resolution line professional office as a use by special review. Ashley.
Good evening. Did you have any questions on the staff report provided?
I guess the one question I had was, is there any type of parking issue with,
No, for the CHB zone district, commercial entities are exempt from a parking requirement.
any questions?
I'll make a motion, we approve. Resolution number 19-2023, a resolution allowing a professional office as a use by special review for North True Construction Company at 221 West Main Street.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Counselor Mergelman?
Yes.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon?
Yes.
Mayor Wolf?
Yes. Next, Resolution 2023, resolution allowing a short-term rental as used by special review at 111 North Santa Fe Avenue.
Did you have any questions on my staff report pertaining to this resolution?
Yeah. This has met all the requirements for the Central Historic Business Zone District?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? We have motion.
I'll make the motion for resolution 2023. Resolution allows a short-term rental as a use by special review at 111 North Santa Fe Avenue, Apartment 8.
We have a second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. Next up, special events permit, Florence Chamber of Commerce. City Clerk
Yes.
and Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, so Jenny has submit a special events permit to utilize their space. As a lot of you guys know, they lease some space from us here at City Hall. I know she can attest more to the event that's happening, but all documentation has been submitted, and I'm ready to send it to the state, so they have a good to go from the clerk's office.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. We are going to be doing our membership party, our annual membership party, and we are going to be doing tacos and margaritas. With the approval of the liquor license, we'll do margaritas. The people that are invited are current Chamber of Commerce members and those who are not yet members that we would love to have as part of our membership. Each attendee will get a ticket for their margarita so that we make sure that they only get the number of margaritas that they have a ticket for. Last year we did 2 margaritas per person from the instruction of council. We can do that again. If you'd only like 1 margarita per person, we can do that as well. We make all of the tacos, we make the margaritas, we have a wonderful evening. And as part of that, the people who attend the taco and margarita party get a discount on their membership for 2024.
Any discussion? Questions from council?
No question.
No questions.
Questions?
Liquor licenses are kind of a dual authority, so it comes to the local level first, and then I send it to the state. So all their applications and fees I kind of collect and bring to you for approval as the local liquor licensing authority, and then I put it in a packet and I send it to the state for their approval. So with that is sometimes, certificate of good standing, the appropriate fees, any changes in their ownership or manager's position. So this one is good to go, as well as all the other ones. All documentation is ready to go, and I wouldn't bring it to you otherwise. So it's good to go.
Any questions?
Is this on the sumo one?
Sumo. Yeah, do we have a motion for 7E?
Not that it has anything to do, but are they open in the evening? They just open during playing times out there?
As far as the bar and restaurant, I'd have to go back on their original license and application to determine it, yeah. Yeah. I can look into that, no problem.
I just wondered.
Mhm.
I'll make a motion that we approve the annual liquor license renewal for Sumo Golf Village Bar and Grill.
Second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman?
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon?
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. 7F, liquor license renewal for Alta Convenience, number 6323.
I'll make a motion, we approve it. For the annual license renewal of Alta Convenience, number 6323.
Second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman?
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon?
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. 7G, liquor license renewal, Alta Convenience Store, number 6329.
I'll make a motion, we approve the annual liquor license renewal for the Alta the Convenience Store, number 6329.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Mergelman?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon?
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. 7H, liquor license renewal, Quincy's.
I'll make a motion to approve liquor license renewal for Quincy's.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman?
Yes.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon?
Yes.
Mayor Wolf?
Yes. Next, we have administrative information and reports.
Having a,
Okay, James, anything?
yeah, I have one, craft fair this weekend up at the high school, for the band students. Come on up, and Santa Claus should be there on Sunday. Thanks.
Okay, and what day, was it Saturday and Sunday?
Saturday and Sunday, the 9th and the 10th. Santa Claus is supposed to be there on Sunday.
Okay. What time's it start? Oh, okay.
Sure, I think it's 8 or 9 o'clock.
Okay,
both
all right.
days.
Okay.
Sorry.
Matt, any report?
No report.
Rudel, any report?
Been pretty quiet.
Pretty quiet. Brenda?
Nope.
Tammy?
No reports.
Gail?
We brought Santa down Main Street, didn't we, Chief? It was a little bit cold. It was typical Christmassy weather to get people in the spirit, and they were very excited because they had an additional guest, if you will, for Santa. We had a goat, and the little goat was very friendly. Pictures. So it was, high school kids did a good job, and Chief and Fire Department and one of his other officers took everyone down Main Street, and it was very nice. Thank you, Chief, for what you did.
Yep, and the weather cooperated. There was a nice little snowfall while this was all going on.
I know, and I couldn't wait to get home and get warm, but yeah, it was nice.
Okay. All right. My part, first I need to ask the council for approval to appoint Sky Stewart to the Historical Preservation Commission. Does anybody have any objection? Okay, and we're going to change this. We've been talking how we're going to change this process a little bit for upcoming appointments. We're going to formalize the whole process a little bit. Okay. Mayor's report. First, I want to just say congratulations to the council members and thank you for committing your time and energy to the city of Florence. Also, we're also looking for interested citizens for the Planning Commission and BOSA Committee. We have 2 spots, or there will be 2 spots open for each. So if you know people, the instructions on the website say to send a letter to my attention to City Hall. But we'd like to get some other interested citizens on the Planning Commission and the BOSA. Those 2 are already taken up. I publicly want to thank Finance Director Lori Cobbler for all the time that she took with me going through the budget. And my wife will attest that I'm a line-by-line person through that, and she answered all the questions, and she also answered all the questions that came to me from citizens, and I appreciated that too, that there were citizens that went through the budget and had questions and brought them to my attention. And when I would say I don't know, I would go to Lori and we would discuss them, and it was just great. I mean, everything was above board, and I pestered her a couple times a week for a couple months, it seemed like. The other thing I've got is Regional Water Board met this week, or last week. Brandon gave a superintendent's report. Some things, they resolved some remote communication issues. They described the media filter replacement process, which was brought up as one of our capital improvement projects. The bar screen, which is the thing that keeps all the big chunky stuff out of our water system. It's right at the head of it. Will be delivered in mid-May, installed in January and February. Something the city council will be dealing with is the dewatering process and the task order for that. And I'd like to thank Brandon also for building capacity within his staff. And that's so important to do. I know 2 of his staff will be going for their Type A certification, which is the highest level needed to basically run the plant. And I appreciate that from Brandon in building that capacity. Okay. That's all I have. City Manager?
Are there any questions on my report?
I just want to say thank you for the presentation on budgeting and the way you present, or you and Cortland and the staff present the packets. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Very well done.
Yep, and I want to thank you for, this is in draft form right now, City Council Rules of Procedures. And then we have our draft policy procedures, and our purchasing policies are all coming up. And all in, being tweaked there at the end, some legal stuff going through there. But appreciate all the time and effort to just cleaning up and formalizing a lot of these processes for the city.
Yes, as Steve stated, you will see that the City Council Rules of Procedure have been left on the dais for your review. We intend to bring those forward at the next City Council meeting, but wanted you to have a little additional time to look over them, ask any questions of staff that you may have or anything.
And I've got one last thing. I'd like to thank Police Chief Humphreys for all that he did with the incident that happened up at the school. I know it was a tough situation dealing with Canyon City High School, Florence Junior Senior High School, and another event that was called in. But thank you so much for all your work and your and the force's work.
Well, I can't take all the credit because it was a lot of the officers. And I want to give it from the Sheriff's Department. Their SWAT team was actually at our range working, and it was an immediate response. And I want to shout out for Chief Schick in Canyon City because they had the same incident going on as well with the bomb threat, and he actually sent he ordered 3 of his officers to respond to Florence, to our high school. So I called him personally to thank them. So it was a whole bunch of people in the works, and they were all working together, and I just love it. So thank you guys.
Okay, thank you. Anybody want to call for an executive session?
Are we still meeting next Monday?
What's that?
Are we still meeting next Monday?
For clarification, we are not meeting next Monday.
No, the state has pushed back the calendar to receive the assessments until later. We got word from the county that we won't actually receive them until December 18th, so we will have to hold a special meeting after that time, and Cortland will be reaching out to the council to pull you for availability.
All right. Any other business? Hearing none, I adjourn this meeting at 7:33. Oh, excuse me, I forgot. No.
No, I want to see this gavel.
We are adjourned.